माइक ऑन करा दीजिए. हाँ, थैंक यू. मुकुल, आप कहाँ पे हैं? माफ़ी चाहता हूँ. ओह, देयर यू आर. हमने सुबह हाथ मिलाया था, लेकिन हमने माफ़ी चाहता हूँ. Ladies and gentlemen, AI for everyone. Mukul Chaudhary is here from Google. He's a director of Global Ad CX and Operations Strategy. मेरे पास इनका अगेन गूगल से निकाला हुआ रिज्यूमे आया था, तो मैं वो नहीं पढ़ रहा हूँ. जो भी जानना चाहता है कि आपको इनका कार्ड क्यों लेना चाहिए, you must make an effort and find out about Mukul. And Mukul, do you know that you have to introduce the rest of the panelists, or would? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to Mukul.
We have a round of applause for his chat. I think two things stayed with me. Thank you, Rajneesh sir, for that chat. One is AI is a marathon, and we are in the first few laps where we have to sprint. And second, jobs are only going to evolve, but there will be different kind of jobs in this new AI era for everyone. And that's a perfect segue for this next session and conversation that we are going to have, because the topic is very relevant, AI for everyone. And what we are going to do today is unpack with a panel of distinguished professionals, whom I'm going to introduce shortly. We will unpack what does it really mean in terms of how the careers are going to evolve with AI, and what does it mean for professionals, business persons, students in the room to get ready for this next evolution, or technology evolution, I should say, that's right next door and waiting for us to unlock. All right, with that, maybe a quick round of introductions I can start with. I am Mukul. I've been very privileged to be associated with JPF for the last 5 years. I'm also part of Google, and I am responsible for, one of my responsibilities is actually to help close to 3 million small businesses succeed on Google's platforms. I would like to now welcome my esteemed panelists and friends who have been engaging with for the last many years now, starting with Pankaj Ji Jain. Can we have a raise of hands? How many of you use Microsoft Office products? Okay, being at Google, I don't like that, but it's okay. The answer was actually in the room, and the person behind building those products, shipping them from India, one of the main people is actually Pankaj Jain. So may I please request Pankaj to come and join. My next co-panelist is Vishal Ji Jain. He needs no introduction. He's the driving force. Please have a seat. He needs no introduction. He's the driving force behind JPF. He is working very closely currently with the CFO's office in Accenture, responsible for financial planning, forecasting. Before that, he was CFO of Amex Banking Corporation, 2 decades of experience. I'll have a fun question for all of you once we've introduced everyone. The fun question for you would be, what's your forecast for JPF over the next few years? Next, we have Swati Ji Jain. She's a partner at one of the big 4 consulting firms, leading their digital AI and analytics practice. 2 decades of analytics professional experience advising Fortune 500 companies over a period of years, and obviously now helping those customers or corporations adopt AI. And finally, I have Amol Ji Jain. He's a senior director at HCL Tech, responsible for energies and utilities vertical, besides a few other responsibilities that we have. A not known fact, fun fact about him, through his family office, he's invested in 24 startups. So if there are any entrepreneurs in the room, your shark is right here, by the way. All right, so this is our esteemed panel. I'll join them maybe, and Do you want to go that side? Maybe I can sit here. All right, I'll start with a fun question for everyone. Yeah, Vishalji, what's your forecast for JPF?
I would forecast we have 10,000 top corporate professionals connected, and 100,000 of all our Gen professionals are enabled through JPF.
That's wonderful. Let's give a round of applause for that. Somebody at Google with a mic in hand and a privilege to ask a question to a friend at Microsoft. I'm not going to let that opportunity go. Pankajji, what search engine do you use?
Nowadays, ChatGPT.
Okay, that's a good answer. All right, I joined Google 14 years ago, and I was forced to use Google Sheets. I have to concede I still miss Microsoft Excel. So congratulations and thank you for everything that you do at Microsoft. I was about to say Google. We won't mind having you at Google though. Swati ji, there's one more fun fact folks you should know. Swati ji and Vishal ji are a power couple, or I should say analytically powerful couple. And at JPF, we are extremely privileged that both of them are part of our community. I have a question for you. At home, I'm assuming most of your decisions are data-driven? And who, I was about to ask, and whose data points and decisions are the final say?
So that is mine.
Okay. Has to be, yeah. And that's,
So if I would have said anything else, Vishal would have countered. So.
that's very wise. All right, Amolji, what's behind? Karte kaise ho? How do you do all these investments? Is there a AI engine behind your investment as well?
Well, the fun fact is when most of my investments were done, unfortunately, I did not have AI. And I can tell you one thing, while all of that sounds very interesting, about a fourth of my portfolio is already gone bust. And I wish I had AI to do more due diligence.
Yeah, but we do know, of course, I mean, that's part of the game, but we do know that all you need is probably just the 10% of the portfolio which will give you 100x, right?
I'm hoping one of those does work for me.
Wonderful. All right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, what we are going to do today is we'll spend the next 20 minutes. We will have a round of questions that I have for my friends here, and then we will have ample time for Q&A with the audience. We'll do two things. First of all, let's do a lightning round. I request maybe a 1-minute answer or a 2-minute answer from each of you. I think AI cycles work in 3 months. Every 3 months, something new happens. So let's go back just 12 months, 4 quarters. What's the most interesting, surprising, exciting thing that you have seen, faced professionally, personally, which is AI driven? Any of you?
So my own example, end of August, I took a week off. My son was here. And I said, okay, for a week, we will go to a conference room in our business center in our society. The title was figuring out the world, what's happening. He has to figure out, he has to start his career. And getting my hands dirty also on AI. All you know, I did try few. I used many typical one, but I also used Lovable to create a couple of apps to solve my day-to-day problem. One of them was that कि यार how do I know कि क्या time सही है जाने के लिए office? क्योंकि हर time भी जाती हो traffic होता है. What if I get my own personalized recommendation, which can tell me from Golf Estate Sector 65 to Cyber City in Delhi, can it give me a last 7 days के base पे recommendation? Do I need to wait for an app to be developed? Can I create that? And I was mind blown by looking at like Lovable. There are many tools are there. Bolt is there, many. But in a normal human-like prompt, because I'm not a coder, I was able to create some API linkage. जहाँ भी stuck हो, ChatGPT पे screenshot लगाया, पूछा कि क्या करूँ. These are able to guide me. So that power has been very liberating one. Then I did few things. I applied for an AI hackathon, which is by one of the organizations under United Nations. Now, just yesterday we submitted our application. My team got selected in the top 12. And if that gets selected, we get a chance to present at COP30 summit happening in Brazil in November. Now, COP30 has about 60 to 80,000 people attending, by the way, including CEOs, Sam Altman and others. The reason I'm saying so is I really was, of course, using this typical one, but it gave me so much of eye-opening experience that the technology is democratized. Here you have somebody who is business and a finance leader, never did a coding, could create an app in a natural way, and got so much of thinking, I will still need people with technology mindset and the actual coding experience, but I will be much sharper to tell them कि ये करना है, rather than spending months to figure out कि क्या होना है, कैसे view देखना नहीं है. That was my own experience of really very surprising one, frankly, and very motivating one as well. And so that I'm hoping 15th October we get the result if we made it to the top one of the 12 teams. But that's like a big one. I would not have imagined as an accountant, chartered accountant, MBA that participating in a hackathon. So here it is. So that's a real example.
That's wonderful. Pankaj ji.
सुबह सुना हमने एक कहानी. I'll add to that कहानी with a question. ज्या इसको वर्ग धन को ज्या वर्ग बराबर क्या होता है? सारे हिंदी भाषी हैं यहाँ. ये इक्वेशन मैंने हिंदी में पढ़ी है. क्वेश्चन आंसर है क्वेश्चन ये है कि साइन स्क्वायर थीटा प्लस कॉस स्क्वायर थीटा क्या होता है? इट इज़ वन.
About to ask, can you repeat? Okay.
या दिस इज़ ए रियलिटी. हमारी कंट्री में इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज नहीं है. इंग्लिश एक स्किल है, होती थी. जो मुझे मोस्ट एक्साइटिंग लगता है एआई अराउंड कि दिस इज़ क्रिएटिंग लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड फॉर एवरीवन. इट्स एक्सेसिबल एंड इट्स इजी. इट्स सुपर इजी. गो टाइप, व्हाट्सएप पे आप टाइप करते हैं, आप टाइप करिए, आपको आंसर मिल जाएगा. एक इतना पावरफुल टूल इतना इजी हो सकता है, इज नथिंग कैन बी बेटर देन दिस. We talk about Excel. I know it is a complex tool. I created myself. Now I feel what the hell I created. It's very complex. Now we are simplifying. There's so much power. But imagine power with simplicity. ये बहुत exciting है. It can change the world. It's creating level playing field. So किसी रजनीश को में आंखों में आंसू नहीं होंगे अब, क्योंकि वो AI यूज़ करेगा. So for me, we are thinking about chat, research, agent. As we are talking, I am working on a digital worker, creating a digital worker for my own assistance. But most important thing is, it will change the world because it's a very, very powerful tool and it's very simple. I think that is the most exciting part for me.
Wonderful. Power with simplicity. Amazing. Swati ji.
So for me, if I talk about, see, as a working lady, time is the most critical thing for me. And anything that comes with AI, I see helps improve productivity. Any of the tools that we see, whatever we use, Big Basket, Milk Basket have been my favorites because they save my time. But lately I'll give an example of, since you asked the recent times. I had a keynote just a month back, and I was at my parents' place, and I thought that I have to prepare for this keynote. At least some bit I have to think 1 to 2 hours. It is going to be attended by top executives. And I woke up automatically 4:30 in the morning, and then I thought that, yeah, I have to enjoy also in my parents' place. Let me use Gamma. You'll not believe, in 5 minutes, a presentation came out, and my job for the day, for which I had kept a day, was done. I just gave 10 instructions that these are the 10 slides I want to create, and in a span of 5 minutes, the whole presentation was made. It was 95% ready to be delivered. And it had my thought process, but it was there. So that is one thing. But even at a personal level, I will see, I just talked about the efficiency. But I will also talk about one more exciting thing which has stuck with me. A few months back, I saw a television news item in which, while we talk about efficiency for AI, it was about human relationships. The episode showed how an AI bot was the girlfriend for a person, and it just showed the level of emotional connect between them. Actually, it made me wonder. It has stuck with me till today, and it made me very scared as well. So that is also what I wanted to share.
Fantastic. What a good example. Amolji.
So two things, right? One at a personal front and at a work front. I think I've been surprised more often. And I work for HCL Tech. We are in the services industry. At work, we are under immense margin pressures, right? And skills, delivering value is the, the new hashtag, if you would say. Very recently, if I look at it from a work perspective, and I think the studies will also say this, if you look at AI, customer experience is going to be the most impacted and the most spent area in that. And that is the area of specialization that I run within the company over and above the energy and utilities. Very interestingly, and this is a term which is used in our industry typically, utilities are the most behind, most laggards. लोगों को बिजली का बिल आ गया, that's about it, right? In customer experience, we use a term called dark sky days and blue sky days. Blue sky day is what we have today, right? Nothing's happening, weather's perfectly fine. On dark sky days, when there's a calamity, flood आ गया, tornado आ गया, hurricane आ गया. Typically, in a utility, let's say a US example, which the geography that I deliver, they will get calls where people will have to be on the phone holding for about an hour. We were able to stand up a bot, a voice bot, not a regular bot, a voice bot, which could identify where this person is calling from, tell them approximately what is the estimated time of restoration, tell them, pass them on to a rogue page which is not publicly published, and give them the information, hey, here is where you can find all the information. You don't necessarily need to call us. If you still need to speak to an agent, you will have to wait, but we'll get you there. That was one. Second thing was, very recently, we were working on a project. Now, Vision AI projects are not new. आप वीडियो निकालते हैं, उसके ऊपर एनालिटिक्स रन करते हैं, and then you use it for several purposes. What was surprising was we signed up for a 16-week project. This was not my win. I landed there and I was told we have to build 14 use cases in about 16 weeks. I was like, भाई काम तमाम हो गया अब तो ये तो नहीं हो सकता. The team was able to start the project, build the models. Imagine 14 models, 14 different use cases in about 14 weeks. That is building one vision model every week. That is the power of software engineering. मतलब आप किस तेजी से आज models बना सकते हो. I was utterly surprised with that. The third thing that I recently, and this was about 2 weeks ago, a young guy comes to me and says कि हमें ये project है, मैंने बोला 1 साल में deliver कर सकते हैं. उसमें बोला सर ये तो 9 महीने का काम है. मतलब आप 9 महीने commit कर दीजिए. I think we can do it. Again, example of software engineering. How fast can you really go and deliver projects in today's world? And he then पीछे से आके बोलता है एक्चुअली अमोल हमने इसको 8 में भी कर सकते हैं, पर आप कमिट मत करना, आप 9 पे रखना, ठीक है. And that is, I mean, these are surprises coming to us every quarter. Personal front पे, I mean, I enjoy doing financial analysis, and I was recently trying to build a model to do financial rolling analysis basically. And I think I find it very interesting what it can do in minutes or investing in certain areas. So I think I've been surprised more often than I would have anticipated.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing those wonderful examples. We heard a few different themes here: efficiency, speed, simplicity. But I think the underlying theme is empowerment. AI is actually bringing empowerment to individuals, irrespective of whether you can code or not code. Doesn't matter what you do in life. Let's move ahead. I'll share one personal example, which could be a little unsettling. A week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I was in Silicon Valley, similar conference. Demis, who's the CEO of Google DeepMind, and Sergey, who's Google's co-founder, they were addressing us. And Demis made a pertinent statement. He said, artificial general intelligence, meaning computers can think, behave, talk just like humans and interact just like humans, is just a few years ahead, not even like a decade from now. And Sergey added on to that and said, by the way, we, and by we he meant the industry, is making a lot of progress with robotics. And if we bring the two things together, visionaries like those, they find it exciting. People like us can also find it unsettling. Basically, there could be robots which are human-like, and they're not very far away in the future. Why am I making that point and why am I telling that story? What we are going to do in the next 10 to 15 minutes is we're going to go back to our esteemed panel. And if that is what is coming in, let's say, 5 years from now, what can we do to prepare ourselves for that future? That's the main idea. All right, I'll start with you, Vishalji. I think Rajneeshji made that point as well. AI is for everyone. It's just here coming. What's your advice? There are many people. I can see a lot of young professionals in the audience, business people. What kind of skills they should build? How should they get ready for this new wave of technology?
So there is this Raj Shamani podcast, and he wrote a book called Build, Don't Talk. It was about entrepreneurs ki don't talk, get your hands dirty. And I guess as professionals, we can always be attending a session, watch number of podcasts. It will still be illusionary ki karna kya hai? Where do I start? Course karna hai. I guess my own reflection is that the time I spend on social media, entertainment, I need to cut down. I need to really prioritize every single day to get my hands dirty, build or learn, don't talk. That's the best way to know कि limitation क्या है, possibilities क्या है, कौन क्या कर रहा है. You will get confused कि इतनी चीज़ हो रही क्या क्या करूँ. लेकिन at least you will be those 20 minutes of a day will take you miles ahead. And I think the single most important takeaway for me, as I think Rajneesh you mentioned, is AI everywhere. Is not that everyone has to be enabled. So as I think who said, Jensen, NVIDIA's CEO said, AI will not take away the job. People who are using AI will take away the jobs of those who are not using it. So no more talking, no more thinking, kya karu, nahi karu. In a day-to-day problem, how do I solve for? Simple, for example, मेरे पास जो idea है कि रोज शाम को एक स्वाति के पास आ जाती मेट कि खाना क्या बनाऊं, right? It's a big question. हम बोलते हैं as a male कुछ भी, but there's nothing like a कुछ भी, right? So there is a menu, print out है उसका. Can we create an app? क्या ये घर का ये menu है उसमें मेड को सिर्फ टिक करना है और that app can be in हिंदी also. तो जो मेड को करना है टिक करना है कि बन गया. तो पता चल जाए कि अच्छा ये अभी बना था और कौन सी चीज़ 2 महीने से नहीं बनी. तो इट्स एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ डे टू डे प्रॉब्लम को हम सॉल्व करेंगे तो हमें इंस्पिरेशन भी आएगा कि कैसे बिजनेस के लिए सॉल्व करें, कैसे ट्रैफिक को सॉल्व करें, कैसे डर्ट को सॉल्व करें. नहीं तो हम सिर्फ बातें करते रहेंगे. तो माई ओन रिफ्लेक्शन इज बिल्ड डोंट टॉक, learn, don't talk. I think that's just my own deep experience first time.
Wonderful. Now
I'm trying to solve for my wife here. Ki you can also get some brownie points from your wife when you try to do that, some of those things then.
Okay, you read my mind. I was about to say something similar. Pankaj ji, there are many people in the audience and beyond in our Jito network as well who are business owners. You are at the cutting edge of AI, building new products, shipping products, many of them for small businesses as well. The question, सबके मन में ये क्वेश्चन होता है कि स्टार्ट कहाँ से करें. समझ में आ रहा है आई एम अ कंज्यूमर ऑफ AI. अपने बिजनेस में मैं AI कैसे लेके आऊँ? What's your advice for that?
Right. This is a good question. I'll take 1 minute and tell one story. And it's happening in front of us. Indian hockey team. Look at 1930 to 1980. Every single gold medal we won. Every single. We were the champions. And 1980 में से लेके 2008 में we didn't even qualify for Olympic. And we are, after 30 years, we are struggling for that gold. Google करिए आप, आपका तो है. So Google आंसर देगा कि what happened. So आंसर बहुत सिंपल है कि टर्फ चेंज हो गया. नेचुरल ग्रास से आर्टिफिशियल ग्रास पे आ गए and we couldn't win. That's why, that's the reason. That's not the reason. The reason was कि हॉकी टीम ने चेंज अडॉप्ट नहीं किया. It was a mindset. क्रिकेट को देखिए आप, दिन से रात का खेल हो गया, रेड से वाइट हो गया, 5th टेस्ट मैच से T20 हो गया. हम आज भी जीत रहे, अभी जीत के आए. It's not because this country is supporting cricket or they have extraordinary infrastructure. they are adopting. So we have two good examples in front of us that country has lived. I would say that unless you are starting from your mindset, everything is fake. Nothing will work. So first thing is change your mindset. It is not going anywhere, as Rajneesh ji said. Now go back 100 years ago. He took a brilliant example of electricity. Now ask your grandfather, कि when he was setting up business and he would have said, electricity मेरे business में क्या करने वाला भाई? मेरा काम तो कुछ और है. But it has touched every single business. So if you are in that mindset कि मेरा तो रिटेल का धंधा है, मेरा तो कंसल्टिंग का बिजनेस है, तो AI मेरे में कुछ नहीं होने वाला. I am telling you that this mindset has to change. So I would say this is the first step. Please accept, even before you adopt, that this is going to happen. This is not a question of if I should do AI or not do. The question that you ask is absolutely right, and that everyone should start. It's not about if, it's about from where. From where I start this. उसके लिए सिंपल मेरी दो एडवाइस है. फर्स्ट, it is a solution. Problem you have to identify. So हर बिजनेस का अपना प्रॉब्लम है, हर इंडिविजुअल का अपना प्रॉब्लम है. इनका मेट का प्रॉब्लम था. So आप अपना प्रॉब्लम ढूंढिए पहले कि what is the problem, what is, you know your धंधा. No one else can tell you. Rajneesh ji can't tell you कि आपके बिजनेस में क्या करना है. He can only tell about Jio or Reliance. So figure out कि मेरे बिजनेस में कौन सा प्रॉब्लम है. That will give you the problem statement. And I can tell you 99% confidence के साथ, because someone said कि professional की बात सुनो, धीरू भाई जी चौथे माले से कूदने को रेडी है, आप एक स्टेप बढ़िए. I am telling you, and all of us will actually say the same thing, there is a AI solution for every problem that is there in the world. You have to find it. So change your mindset, look at your business very carefully. There must be a problem, there are bottlenecks, and then figure out how do we solve this problem. There are many people available, और किसी की ज़रूरत नहीं है. AI will tell you by itself. So the best advisor that you have today is not us actually, is AI. So that's my...
That's really powerful. Mindset shift, and then just start with the problem. The solutions are right out there. Thank you so much. Let's go a little deeper into the realm of AI. Rajneesh ji made that point as well. The fuel that's going to power this spacecraft or spaceship of AI is going to be data. Swati ji, you advise a lot of your clients. You're a keynote speaker at many conferences, and you talk a lot about how should anyone, businesses, professionals, think about training data, preparing data, so that the models can serve the way they need to serve any problem that he was talking about. What are the first steps we can take to get ready with that underlying data?
So, thanks for asking that question. Whenever anything comes about data, I say that it is the closest to my heart when it comes to any conversation on AI. Because, see, when we talk about AI, for us as individuals, we are using the applications. We don't realize the importance of data that much because we are using it for our purpose. We know what we want, we get it. But as a consultant, like when we go to clients, any AI implementation gets stuck or fails, and the only reason is data. If it fails, if it doesn't work, and we say, see, if I tell you the statistics say that only around 50%, even if I take a very optimistic number, only 50% of use cases of AI are actually, the POCs are successful. This number ranges from 20% to 50% actually. That only 20% are successful, and out of those successful, only 20% are adopted. And a main reason of why AI, any use case is not successful, because see, today, I am implementing big, large projects at government, very, very big multi-year projects at multiple global captive companies, some of whom are here as well. and at Indian small and medium enterprises. In all three areas, I can say, see, global, the only difference is that global captives are a little more aware about the data problem. But in all the three, and therefore they give projects where they know that the data is sorted most of the time. But if I talk about the government or if I talk of small, medium enterprises, what gets stuck at the end of the day, if at all, it is about the data. Now, what can be, because number one, the AI project in companies is.
What should be the split? I said, what are you thinking? He said, we are thinking because they are providing tech and everything, AI is such a big deal, so 50-50. And my answer was, you should give 0. So please do not give away your data, because AI, to be honest, what we think, oh, large language model is actually commodity today. It's open source. It's available for free. What is not available for free is data. So please, आप अपना data free में मत दीजिए. It's a loss for you. It's a loss for the country.
Such a powerful advice. All right, we will go to the audience with questions.
Yeah, hi, I'm Shripal. I run a software company known as C Square in Bangalore, part of Reliance Group, that we should know what our problem is. So first question is getting answered by AI, but my problem is we are not thinking about second or third question, which is my feeling, okay, and I want your answer. The first question is that, hey, how do I prepare the one-day presentation, and I go to Gamma and I give my summary. And on the other side, I'm sitting there and I'm receiving the presentation, I'm giving the presentation to AI and say, summarize for me. The whole purpose of that presentation world is getting faded. Or when I say presentation, you even take songs. Earlier, the fun of making song was that it takes 1 week, 10 days, 15 days, and today it takes only 5 minutes to prepare a song. So the fun element of that. So that means there must be something else coming up. This present, like earlier, watching a Doordarshan was a very fun activity. Now, we don't do that. That fun element is, that excitement part is over. So I think something else will come up. And what is that something else, which if we can put some light on it? I'm saying, this is what I am seeing it.
So जैसे एक ये भी written by AI, उन पे जो comments हैं, you can make out those are written by AI. So what is this then, right? What are we doing? So मैंने एक slide दिखाई थी in one of our GP, JPA presentation, कि एक हमारे टाइम पे होता था कि आर्चीज कार्ड्स होते हैं, राइट? उसमें ब्यूटीफुल लिख रहा है, हेलो डैड, यू आर द रॉक ऑफ माई लाइफ, यू हैव बीन सपोर्टिव एंड साइन बाय माई सन. अगेन सन डिड नॉट डू, बट आई एम जस्ट यूजिंग हिम एज एन एग्जाम्पल. एक है मेरी डॉटर ने लिखा कि डियर डैड, इन टूटी फूटी भाषा में लिखा हुआ है उसने, रॉ लैंग्वेज में, हाथ से लिखा है. तो मैंने, माई सन गिव्स मी दैट बर्थडे कार्ड, आई आस्क हिम कि तुम्हारा मैसेज क्या है. He'll say, oh, देखो क्या क्या लिखा है मैंने. लिखा है उसने नहीं है, he bought it. उसने सिर्फ साइन कर दिया समर्थ. और डॉटर ने लिखा 3 लाइन लिखी है, लेकिन अपने हाथ से लिखी है. What would I value more? There the answer is. I write on LinkedIn, I make it a point, I use it to refine my grammar or the language, but entire thing, and I tell it, do not change my tone, structure, let it be raw, but let it be authentic. And I realize उसका जो connection है विद ऑडियंस, एंड आई फील कि नहीं तो मैं कर क्या रहा हूँ, फेक बना रहा हूँ कंटेंट. वर्ल्ड में वैसे भी हम जेरिज्म बोलते हैं कि हम तो अनर्थ दंड होता है कि अननेसेसरी एक्टिविटी कर रहे हैं, टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हैं अपना भी, फिर वो एआई का पूरा क्लाइमेट फुटप्रिंट को रेस कर रहे हैं. वो जो बंदा बड़ा वो भी टाइम यूज़ कर रहा है, वेस्ट कर रहा है, अपना कमेंट डाल रहा है. तो व्हाट आर वी डूइंग? इट्स बिकमिंग अ फेक वर्ल्ड. तो आई थिंक तो योर वन आंसर इज ऑथेंटिसिटी ऑफ अ पर्सन एज अ ह्यूमन, दैट आई ट्रूली बिलीव इन will really count as a leader, as a professional. नहीं तो AI will do whatever, and you can make out कि ये बर्थडे का वो मैसेज है, व्हाट्सएप मैसेज आते हैं आजकल, आप बोलते हो कि चलो ये AI का है, ठीक है, you don't even respond to that. So that's just my personal take.
So I think we should first of all give a round of applause to
Shripal ji.
No, amazing question, I must say. And this is something, which probably we did not touch upon. And a very, very relevant thing. Let me tell you, when I was just creating some kind of content for today, the first thing that came to my mind is कि चलो यार दिमाग क्यों लगाते हैं, कुछ निकाल लेते हैं chat GPT से. Then I said the originality is lost. Then it is not Rajneesh giving that presentation, it is chat GPT giving presentation. Now this is one thing which is going to hound all of us for the next few years.
as to how do we create originality in whatever we are saying, because everything is going to be questioned. And I think that is one of the questions as professionals you all will have to answer.
Yeah. And I also give example, slippery slope होता है. जैसे as humans we don't know कि कहाँ पे रोकना है. हम बोल रहे यूज़ भी करना है. जैसे मेरी डॉटर है, उसको बोला है कि यूज़ भी करना है, बट बेटा यहाँ मत करो. स्कूल का असाइनमेंट में मतलब ये यूज़ करो. स्कूल वाले भी बोल रहे हैं आजकल. 2 साल पहले था कि नहीं नहीं डोंट यूज़ इट, बट बोल रहे कि मत करो. तो किड्स आर कंफ्यूज कि वेयर डू यू स्टॉप द लाइन. एंड इट्स अ स्लिपरी स्लोप. स्लिपरी स्लोप क्या होता है कि एकदम चिकनाहट होती तो आप गिरते आते हो स्लोप में. दैट्स व्हाई द इनर सेल्फ लीडरशिप बिकम्स वेरी क्रिटिकल. नहीं तो कहाँ हम हैंडीकेप बन जाए. एंड दैट्स जस्ट माई, जैसे हमने 10 साल पहले 15 साल पहले एटलीस्ट इन माई टाइम जिम वॉज नॉट द डिक्शनरी कि जिम में जाओगे वर्कआउट करने के लिए. अब क्या हो गया, हमने अपने फिजिकल लेबर फोर्स को आउटसोर्स कर दिया है टू गो टू वर्कआउट, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी सब कुछ कर रही है. मिल्क बास्केट कर रहा है, ब्लिंकिट कर रहा है एंड ऑल. तो वुड देयर बी अ टाइम कि 10 साल बाद हम जिम में जाएंगे, मेंटल जिम में, लिखने के लिए, कुछ बनाने के लिए, 1+1 करने के लिए. मालूम पड़ा बिकॉज वी आर बिकमिंग हैंडीकेप्ड इन द प्रोसेस. दैट्स व्हाई ओरिजिनलिटी becomes a key point. Yeah.
Let me bring the balance. No, all valid point. Totally get it. But हम जिस साइकिल में हैं अभी, वहाँ पे एक्सपोजर बहुत ज़रूरी है. थोड़ा गलत भी हो सकता है. थोड़ा बच्चा हो सकता है होमवर्क हमारा खुद से कर ले जो उसको नहीं करना चाहिए था, AI से करवा ले. लेकिन ये थोड़ा लॉस है. लेकिन इसका गेन भी देखना बहुत ज़रूरी है. Not using AI because I think my brain will get dumb is not an intelligent statement. You will find it's a very new thing. Social media, I am a big opponent of that, but जो नुकसान अभी सोशल मीडिया से हो रहा है AI से कम होगा, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ. पहली बात. दूसरी बात ये कि बिल गेट्स said a very profound statement. He said हम कोई भी चेंज आता है तो जो नेक्स्ट 2 years में होने वाला है उसको बहुत ओवर एस्टिमेट करते हैं, और जो 10 साल में होने वाला है उसको बहुत अंडर एस्टिमेट करते हैं. तो फोकस 2 साल पे नहीं है, फोकस 10 साल पे है. इसलिए थोड़ा ब्रेन डम भी हो जाए, AI यूज़ करिए.
And I think Rajneesh ji made an important point in his presentation. There's an element of wisdom that will not go away. Absolutely. Right? AI is only helping us process information faster.
So I will say to your precise question कि अगर AI को लेके कोई presentation आपने जल्दी बना ली and that fun, so that I will say कि उसमें भी क्या होता है कि जो आपको presentation बनाने में जो 2 घंटे लगते हैं to select your template to do that, तो जो mechanical काम होते हैं वो चले जाए. your thinking thing, how do you present your story, how do you add value to the audience, how do you give something which is more customized to different audience, you see the profile of the audience, उसके लिए आपके पास time बच जाता है. So the thing is still, and therefore the statement कि AI will not take jobs, people using AI will take jobs. अब आप यही सिनेरियो आप ऑफिस में देखिए कि जो पर्सन आके कहता है कि 8 महीने में कर दूंगा मैं 12 महीने का काम, तो डेफिनेटली द लीडर विल लाइक हिम. अब अगर वो AI यूज़ कर रहा है, दूसरा जना मैनुअली कोड लिख रहा है, तो अब वी हैव टू चेंज विद द टाइम. सो दैट इज़ वेयर आई विल से दैट some of the most profound books which have been written initially about the digitization and AI era has always proclaimed that the human decision making, human mind, human faculty we will have more time for that, and the things which can be done by machine will be taken up by machines. So that will be the advantage.
Yeah, hi everyone. Sadar Jai Jinendra. My name is Anand Jain, chartered accountant by profession. No doubt that first of all, kudos to this heavyweight panelist. I think half of the Silicon Valley people are here. So
the value of this is $5 trillion. Just
yeah,
to
that's what I'm
give it
saying.
context.
That's what I'm saying. So no doubt AI is an enabler. AI cannot replace the human wisdom. But looking to the scenario, a lot of people are uploading the confidential information on ChatGPT, and you can say that a lot of data has been uploading. So what are the mitigants or covenant someone should use so that you can say that the confidentiality can be safeguarded, as someone rightly said that when something is free, then you are the product. So, and also the second question is that which are the two tools apart from Google Excel sheet and this MS Office, someone should use it in their day-to-day affairs so that all the entrepreneurs sitting here can make their life more easier. I would request Rajneesh ji also to answer it later on these points.
So I think there are a lot of, actually that problem is a real. I don't think the industry has found a solution around safeguarding data, and it is in a foolproof way. Whether it's Microsoft, whether it's Google or any other organization, everybody has AI principles, everybody has a lot of safeguard. Let me share one data point, because I think that's something I can share publicly. Our AI systems, and I can speak on behalf of Microsoft also because they are equally working in that area, 90% of the times, or even more, in our case it's actually exact number is 93% of the times, we are able to catch incorrect data being uploaded, spammers trying to influence different users or user groups. But that 7% at our scale is significant, right? Because there are billions of users every single day. So what's really happening is that it's a fight of, and by the way, some of these people are very, very sophisticated themselves, who do all of the unethical work that Rajneesh ji was alluding to. So it's a cat and a mouse game that's happening every single day, right? Eventually what would happen at some point, there is going to be I can't share what I can't share, but there's going to be some breakthrough technology that's going to significantly protect the individual users like you and me. And on top of that, there will be AI layers which are going to represent that data. By the way, we've gone through this journey when internet was booming. Exactly similar journey. I was not part of Google, but I do know stories. There were a lot of considerations on how search can be made safe, because every kind of spammy website was out there, and a search result could actually show that. But if you now go to search, there's hardly any spammy website, right? Because there's technology that has aced it. So that's one part of the answer. The tool answered, would you want to?
Yeah, sure. I'll just say there are three parties that has to involved in this entire conversation. One is technology provider, sitting here, the government. Right now, the biggest problem is the governance model. We do not have a very clear governance model in place. I'm not sure how much some of us can solve that. But the third and most important thing is user himself or herself. So as a user, I would say first advice is हर वक्त free के पीछे मत जाइए. Use it carefully. If you are using certain tool where you start going to use it for your business, it is better to pay while looking at right compliance and everything. So, because as you rightly said, free tools, then you are the product. And I'm not proposing any, buy one of our company's tool. Be careful what you are uploading and use carefully what tool you are using. Not every tool is good. And I would suggest start with big brands. That is first advice. Second, I will still say that most of the data leakage will still happen through your social media. I can almost guarantee I run this social media literacy program and try to check people with my data. I can almost guarantee 90% of the people here do not know how to do the right WhatsApp setting to ensure data leakage. Do basics. Before AI, your social media tool will be the source. That is the gateway where people will come in your device, in your rooms, in your drawing rooms, everywhere. So my caution to you is, this is a very powerful but dangerous device. Protect this first before you do anything else.
I mean, this is not so much of an answer, but like I said, right, we are in an industry which is heavily regulated, including our data. Our data cannot cross the boundaries either, whether you look at US, anywhere, right? And recently, I was advising a aerospace customer, and this is not even aerospace, this is a defense customer in US. There's something called as ITAR compliance. ITAR compliance में हम आपके बाहर के इंसान से बात भी नहीं करेंगे. That is how it is. The challenge now is, I think we were all talking about personal data. Even at a corporate level, they are also struggling right now. How do you manage this data compliance with innovation? Because in innovation, we don't know where the data is going. US में होता है ये बिजली कंपनी के लिए NERC compliance होता है, इनका ITAR compliance होता है. तो I think it's not an answer to your questions, but I think there are so many compliances in place that now people like us have a challenge on how do you basically drive this AI innovation within those boundaries of data not leaving their org. मतलब cloud, utility companies were not even allowed to adopt cloud because वो बोलते हैं कि हमारा NERC compliance बोलता है कि हमें पता होना चाहिए आपका data कहाँ रखा हुआ है by stepping in.
Good morning, rather good afternoon, everybody. Jai Janendra. My name is Ankita Jain, so I'm a high-performance psychologist and a therapist. I'm going to divide my time in two parts, a comment and a question to the panel. Medical and paramedical background makes us, vow to be ethical and wisdom and do right. So how we are trained is कि आप अपनी ज़िंदगी में जब काम करो, ethically करो, दिमाग लगा के करो, and एक दो जीवन भी बदल गए, that's enough. Right? So हमारा core ही the last 20 years has been paper, pen, pencil sitting across a table with one individual. So even if it's directors or company heads, or even if it's cricketers and golfers I'm working with for high performance, or I'm seeing patients at my clinic, it's been very one-to-one. So when Rajnish sir was saying AI, and thanks to this conclave for really breaking down my resistance to AI, क्योंकि आज तक कोई भी कहता था ना AI कर ले, I'm like नहीं, ये मेरी training है ही नहीं, I can't do this. And AI to me, what he was talking of confidentiality, and Pankaj sir is saying, right, मेरे लिए AI फर्जी था, systemic and cultural bias था. I was like AI करना ही नहीं है हमें तो मेरी industry में तो इतना resistance है AI के लिए. But I guess you guys are really making me think, do I need to adopt it? Because if I want to look at large scale impact, and I want to look at what we were talking about, doing the basic through AI and then higher level functioning, then probably I need to. And I'm thinking that. But that makes me wonder, and this is my question, that are we applying AI to your kind of companies for employee well-being? Or, performance metrics? Because I know till now we used to do corporate retreats for leadership, right? Or one-on-one mentoring. But can AI be used for that? Or can AI be relied upon for well-being of our Indian employees? जब coding बाहर हो रही है, वो cultural understanding ही बहुत अलग है. So I'm very curious how that is happening, and if it's not happening, let's do that in JPF. That's my entrepreneurial brain saying.
So I can just take up, see, AI is being used, if you talk about, see, there are these mental well-being programs run in companies and all. ये सब ना, for the performance metrics of these programs, it is using technology, AI, to the extent that it is. We are using our health apps. All of them are using AI in some way or the other. तो AI तो use हो रहा है. लेकिन मेरा point ये है अंकिता जी कि आपको AI समझना ही पड़ेगा. तब आप, because when we are talking the new jobs that will come, like World Economic Forum says that 190 million jobs will go away and this much million jobs will come, right? The top jobs that are going to come are, among those top job categories are AI ethicists, psychologists, means who would be there. So if you won't understand AI, if you won't try to adopt AI, see what is the advantage, how will you do your job well? So I would highly take this opportunity to motivate you that do it. Where AI is being used from a mental well-being or the health of patients and all of this perspective is for when we, like the metrics, the KPIs, the performance metrics, there definitely it is being used, either from a prediction purpose or whatever. So, so its usage there is definitely there, but from the perspective of your own using it well, you have to adopt it and see how you can bring the human aspect to it further.
See, synthesizing information is not always you will do it right. There are plenty examples कि आपने ChatGPT, there are mothers who have young, children. They've uploaded their medical history and it has come up with diagnosis, which doctors couldn't come up with. Same thing can happen with you. There are points that you might not be thinking of that AI can solve for you.
So I have a contrarian answer. I think you should not, beyond question, it's empathy. I don't think any AI systems will be able to bring empathy as yet. So kudos to what you do, but I don't think AI systems are anywhere close to bringing that level of empathy.
VP Engineering at Core AI. We help transform businesses in the AI journey. One comment and a question, similar to what was said earlier. At Core AI, we have innovated to kind of start from coding to move to generative AI to now agentic applications, and recently we have now gotten to spec-driven development, which is you provide a spec and a constitution, and AI can write code for you. So with all of this innovation happening at so fast pace, I'm curious from the panel on how do you keep yourself updated and stay current? Because at one side, folks are kind of starting to learn AI. On the other side of the spectrum, it's innovating at such a fast pace that it's even hard to catch up. So curious on like how innovation is thought through in your world, and how do you stay current?
I don't remember when I worked as individual contributor. Since the invention of AI, I spent enough time as an individual contributor, because that is the most important thing. Just even you are managing people will not, you have to have your hands dirty. So first thing is do yourself. You are not for example, we say I'm not a product manager anymore, I'm a product builder. So move from management to builder mindset to the first point that I made. And how do we keep update is, I will say that there are two aspects: how to build AI product, and second aspect, how do I use in my day-to-day job. Before you start anything, just ask 10-second question. Is there any way AI can help on this? Try it out. It may not work, but keep trying. So my mota suggestion is, there's no other substitute of trying yourself. That's the only way, and that's where you will see the real problem. You will be able to improve, and then only you will be able to innovate. What is the point of innovation which can't solve the basic need? So,
got it.
सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ क्या है ना, इन आवर प्रोफेशन, आपको जब चॉइसेस दिए जाते हैं ना, तो आप इजी चॉइस पिक करते हैं. हमारे प्रोफेशन में हमारे पास चॉइस ही नहीं है. वी हैव टू बी AI फर्स्ट. सो वी विल हैव टू इवॉल्व, वी विल हैव टू लर्न. हमारे कस्टमर्स मांग रहे हैं. अगर हम नहीं बोलेंगे, हमारा कस्टमर मांगेगा या हमारा कंपटीटर मांगेगा. सो देयर इज अ कॉन्स्टेंट थ्रेट in our business that if I don't say that, if I am not thinking about it, हमारा business चलेगा. Because all of us here are measured on the top line numbers. If there is a dent into it, we are done. That is the day. मतलब आपको मैंने एक सवाल पूछा था कि how do we know we are relevant or not? अगर हमारे numbers में dent पड़ गया, we are not relevant. हमको निकाल दिया जाएगा.
मेरा आंसर होगा, आई थिंक एक तो हर किसी को एक सेंस ऑफ अर्जेंसी लेके आनी पड़ेगी कि यार वर्ल्ड चेंज हो रहा है. I see in my own role, looking at financials of my company as a whole, we created our own agent, we eliminated few roles already. This is a functional team doing it. Agents की तो अपने बात ही ज़्यादा नहीं की the way. तो एक तो सेंस ऑफ अर्जेंसी सबके लिए है कि वर्ल्ड चेंज हो रहा है. ये नहीं है कि मैंने 21 साल तक विशाल जी ने CA किया तो जॉब तो गारंटी है. मालूम पड़ा आपने जो एजुकेशन किया, XYZ डिग्री की, they are just the foundation, but they are not the guarantee. So we all must take away a sense of urgency कि यार I will experiment. और we all spend enough time on social media. इंडिया का स्टेट है कि इन एवरेज पर्सन इन इंडिया स्क्रॉल क्या होता है मोबाइल में जो बोला है, थ्री टाइम्स माउंट एवरेस्ट यू स्क्रॉल ड्यूरिंग अ ईयर, विच इज इक्वल टू 3.5 hours. ये टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया का जो एडिट था कि जितना आप डिस्टेंस कवर करते हैं उसमें इन अ डे, हाउ मेनी टाइम्स इन अ ईयर यू स्क्रॉल 3 माउंट एवरेस्ट. तो 2 माउंट एवरेस्ट कर लो, उसको थोड़ा टाइम यहाँ लगा दो अपनी फ्यूचर रेडीनेस के लिए, and let's take charge, because that's the only way to succeed. And I would just say, give a plug. We have so many tech leaders on our mentorship platform. Again, we have a panel, we have a speed mentoring. आजकल क्या है कि ज्ञान मिल रहा है, but people are not taking charge. Probably they are not realizing how fast the world is changing. So take charge of your career probably is my own thing. For my own career, in my own capacity, for my son, for my daughter, for all of us together. And that's where probably in our mentorship platform, we'll continue to have that dialogue. And we really value that those people who can take leverage and then really take it forward in their own interest. So sense of urgency probably has to come in. Even in the field of psychologists or so, I would disagree with that. But हर जगह change तो हो रहा है. उसमें I can take a choice कि मुझे कितना change करना है. And that's what I would say as a personal reflection.
मिनट और बैठिए. Let's quickly hear about the mentorship program और उसके बाद we'll all go for lunch together. Is that okay, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, okay. Thank you.
एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग डिबेट चली जब अंकिता जी ने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा कि मास करें या इंडिविजुअल करें. अब आप मुझे बताइए, जब वो एक कॉन्वर्सेशन रजनीश जी का अपने बड़े भाई के साथ हुआ, कितनी लाखों जिंदगियां बदली? हाँ या ना? तो अब आप डिसाइड कर लीजिए कब इस्तेमाल करनी है और कब इस्तेमाल नहीं करनी. क्योंकि जब एक जिंदगी सुधर जाती है तो उससे एक नहीं हजारों जिंदगियां सुधरती हैं. तो लेट मी शेयर विथ यू. Is the video cute? Yeah. I want to share a small video with you. It is, I think, about 45 seconds. Let's take a look at it, and it will show you another facet of the mentorship program. आप बहुत कुछ तो देख चुके हैं. Look at this facet too.
Jai Jinendra to all. My name is Nishant. I come from a non-tech background. I joined G2 mentorship. I had many questions like understanding the fundamentals of SaaS and having a clear vision towards what should my career path look like. Speaking to Varun Jain made me feel completely at ease. It wasn't just about talking to an industry expert, but it was also like speaking to an elder brother who truly cares. This guidance gave me a clarity on the core concepts, showed me how to approach tools and workflows, saved me years of confusion. I truly thankful Jito Professional Forum for this opportunity, and I encourage everyone to use this platform when you have an aspiration or having crossing roads in your careers.
Varun ji kahan hai? That how you really, I know I chase you. So I'm asking your forgiveness also at the same time, that what you do for this platform, it is just so important. Okay? Now, the vision of the program is there. On this platform, join this platform and level up. There are 7 different systems, there are 7 different advantages of joining the JPF program. And they are there, you know, we have the standees, there are QR codes, you can take picture and you can just access our brochures, you can access all our different forms. And by the way, if some link is not working, don't worry. You can always write to me, sanyog_jan@yahoo.com. I have an old ID. So this is what our vision is. Could you hit the next slide, please? Now, it is very unique. Why it is so unique? Because it is for the community, it is by the community. Let's go. And there are so many different areas. There are so many different areas in which our mentors, they can mentor you in. As a matter of fact, I was trying to create a brochure and I was thinking, okay, how many areas are there? I typed into ChatGPT hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. It was tiny. There were so many different areas where our mentors can help. And by the way, there is one big misnomer. And what is a misnomer? That an IT person can only help another IT person. No! You will have a halo effect. You can actually talk to anybody and get a different viewpoint, because what are you looking for? A different viewpoint. Okay, so far we have 70 plus mentors. We've done all this, those statistics are there, but it doesn't matter. Those statistics are not important. I just look at Rajnishji, one life change. Guess what? Lakhs of people, they get crushed by it. Next slide, please. Oh, I have the clicker. So we offer level up series once a month. We offer small group sessions, small intimate sessions, 15 to 20 people, where you have a chance to interact with mentors. You can ask your own questions. You playlist. You can have one-on-one mentoring. And most important, we have a community of more than 500 people on WhatsApp. So one side we have our mentors. On the other side, we have the entire community where you connect, you learn, you share, and you grow. All under the umbrella of Jain values. Just imagine so many things getting connected, how powerful you can become, so that you never feel, Amol, that you are alone. And by the way, you can be anywhere on the globe and you can connect with us. And like all important things, some of the most important thing, what is the most important thing in the world? The air we breathe. It is free. And so is joining the JPF mentorship program. A lot of verbiage over here. So we have mentors. So do many platforms have mentors. They're experts, like our mentors. They work for Google. They work for Fortune 50 companies. So many people work for Fortune 50 companies. Our mentors are not alone. Many people work for Fortune 50 companies. But there is one thing which is unique. And that thing which is unique is that our mentors want to give back to the community. That is what is most important. They are one of us. How can you participate? I told you. I'm not going to go over this slide. There are standees over there. You can take down the QR code and work on it. But we are powered by the spirit of community and volunteers. So I would like to invite our volunteers, and if you don't mind, one small little request, let's give them a big round of applause. Soldiers, please come up. Everybody. Rishabh, Jivian, Mr. Chandrasekhar, Madhukar, Ajay, Gaurav, Sushma ji, Amol. Please don't.
Many people are not aware. We could be at any nook and corner of the world. We can leverage the platform. And I think there's generally a warmth and openness when you meet a fellow person from the community. That's the power of it. So I really wanted to make sure that all of you know it, take it forward and leverage it. And I do want to really thank you. And I do want to thank Sahyog ji also in particular. हम कल joke कर रहे थे कि सहयोग है तो सब हो जाएगा. तो सहयोग से Sahyog ji is a person with a lot of energy and passion. Literally about a month back when we picked it up, I said कि यार it's not going to be possible, but of course I think it's great to have this one together. And Sahyog ji, you want to give a plug for the speed mentoring?
Yes, more than a plug. You want to see mentorship in action? Come back at 2 o'clock, and we are going to have speed mentoring session. There will be a mentor on each table, and participants, they go around. And our famous facilitator, Sushma ji, she is going to run that. So come back post-lunch, 2 o'clock, that's when we start. Professional forum, we start on time, we end on time. Thank you for listening.